Hi everybody, it's Friday, which can only mean that it's time for my Friday live at 5. Thank you for joining me. My name's Sarah, I'm from Happy Healthy Pelvis. Give me a wave if you're there, let me know that you're watching me live and just say hello. So our topic today is about bellies. It's beautiful bellies. I say topic, it's more of a rant really. So today is my eldest daughter's 16th birthday. I cannot believe that she is 16, and I was just thinking about when I was pregnant with her and how I loved my belly. I loved being pregnant. I loved having that big beautiful belly, and we're all the same, aren't we? When we see a lady with a big pregnant belly and we're like, oh, it's so beautiful, it's just so lovely, and then as soon as the baby's born, it's like we're really ashamed of our bellies, and it just, I find it really upsetting. I find it really hard, the way that we judge ourselves and unfortunately judge each other on our bellies. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So, like I said, once baby's born, it's like we have to snap back to our pre-baby size and our, pre-baby belly, and the human body just doesn't work like that, and then we're really ashamed of our belly because it's no longer aesthetically pleasing, and then we try and stuff it into some Spanx, and we wear control pants and leggings and things with belly control panels in. We've kind of got this warped idea of what a normal body should look like. We judge ourselves on the things that we see in the magazines and the things that we see on the TV, and that's kind of not real life. And don't get me wrong, those people have probably worked very hard. They obviously follow a very strict diet to get that six-pack and to get that abdominal definition. Not everybody's belly looks like that. A normal human belly doesn't look like that. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to get to that stage. And even the people that do look like that don't look like that all of the time. Okay, it's not only women that have had babies, because women that haven't had babies are also, belly shaming. They are, ashamed of their bellies, and men too. Do you remember the advert that was on telly with the guy sat on the beach and he's got a little bit of a beer belly, and a really attractive young lady walks past, so he sucks his belly in, and then as soon as the girls walk past, he lets his belly go, and the table tips up and the drinks go everywhere. So it's men too. And unfortunately it's also young girls, it's teenage girls as well. And obviously I'm a mum to two teenage girls. I have a 16 and a 13-year-old, which makes me feel really old. And I'm just really worried about for them as well, and for their friends. So Charlotte's having a bit of a party for her friends in the garden. They are social distancing, but we've got a little teepee bell tent up in the garden. So my garden's full of 16-year-old girls at the moment, and I kind of look at them and I just think, oh, they're so beautiful. They all look absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So, have you seen the adverts on Facebook as well? There's those adverts on Facebook for, I think they call them waist cinchers or something like that. Same thing. They're like stuffing their belly into these things to squeeze it all in to try and hide it all away. Oh, I have to be really good and not comment on them, because I really want to comment on them, but I'm not going to comment on them. But it just makes me feel really sad. So we wear these compression clothes and we suck our belly in, and you might be thinking, well, what's the problem with that? If it makes people feel good, it makes them feel more confident, where's the harm in that? There is harm in that, and that's kind of my whole point. The problem is, well, number one, we're placing a higher value on how something looks over how something functions. So we're kind of, compromising our health for the sake of our appearance, which, is never a good thing. But also, and that kind of, I will not kind of go on to my soapbox here onto a tangent, but I will a little bit, because they're only just now finding out some of the issues from breast implants. So breast implant illness is now a recognised thing, and people are still having implants, and they're still injecting Botox and using fillers, and I just think in the future the results from this are just going to be devastating to the human body. but I digress. Let's go back onto abdominals and pelvic floor, because that's kind of what we're here for. So the problem with sucking it in is, or wearing the compression pants, is that you are increasing the amount of pressure in your abdominal cavity. Okay, so if you think about whatever's kind of hanging out of the front that you're not quite happy with and that you want to hide, so you're either sucking it in or you're using something to help pull it in, where does it go? Have you ever thought about where does it go? It's drawing it into the abdominal cavity. Now the problem with that is that there's already stuff in the abdominal cavity. Vital organs are already in there. So where are they going to go? If you're bringing all of this extra fluff in, where are your vital organs going to go? They're going to go into one of three areas. Okay, so we'll increase that pressure because we have added more stuff into the space that we have there. So they're going to go into one of three areas. It's either going to get pushed up into your diaphragm and then into your chest cavity, which is going to cause a hiatus hernia, which I believe is no fun at all. It's going to go forwards, creating a Diastasis Recti, which is an abnormal distancing of the two halves of the Rectus Abdominus muscle. So the two halves of your six-pack muscles, if you like, they aren't fastened together, they just kind of sit close together, and they kind of have a little bit of distance, and often with pregnancy they will obviously separate, and the hope is that they kind of come back together again afterwards. Now if you have extreme pressure in your abdominal cavity and you're forever forcing forwards in that abdominal cavity just because of the pressure, it does cause this abdominal separation. And then the third place that the pressure is going to go is down. Pelvic floor problems, hello. Prolapse and things like that. So none of those are actually any fun at all. So yeah, let's not do that. let's just not do that. So what can you do then? So we don't want to obviously create extra pressure in our abdominal cavity. What are we going to do about it? Number one, my favourite, is just accept your body the way that it is right here, right now, today. Your belly is beautiful. There is nothing wrong with your belly exactly as it is right here and right now. Stretch marks, whatever, wrinkly skin, whatever, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Number two is if you really don't like the appearance of your belly, so if you know that your diet hasn't been great and there's a little bit more fluff there than you would like there to be, hello lockdown, then do something about it. You know, rather than trying to hide it, do something about it. You know, that is within our control. We can do something about it if we want to. If, however, you're trying to lose weight and you do have that kind of belly pooch that just never goes, or that rounded belly, it might be worth getting checked that you don't have that Diastasis Recti or that DR, because that can cause that rounding of the belly. So it might be worth checking with your GP if you're trying to lose it and it's not going anywhere. The next thing that you can do is to release your belly. Let go of the tension. Stop sucking it in all of the time and let it go. And that's a lot harder than it sounds, because we tend to have been chronic belly suckerinners for probably most of our life. And like I said, teenage girls, that's kind of when we start getting a bit aware of our appearance. So just let it go. Let it go. And I teach an abdominal release, which is really difficult to do. But I would suggest maybe getting down onto all fours to begin with. Just find a relaxed position on all fours, and then just start to take some deep breaths, and then just let your belly go. Just allow it to relax. And when you think that it's relaxed as much as possible, let it relax a little bit more, because I bet you there's a little bit more in there. So just allow it to go, allow it to relax, allow it to hang, which just sounds awful. Extra bonus points if it hits the floor, but let it hang out and just notice how much more freely you can breathe, because it's giving space for your diaphragm to be able to move, because you've not got everything sucked in there. So abdominal release on all fours, let your belly go. Once you've cracked it on all fours, you can try it lying down. Again, all you're doing is relaxing. You're getting rid of the tension. You're allowing your belly to relax. And then you can also try it seated. It's so freeing to just allow your belly to just be where it is. Just allow your belly to move, allow your belly to breathe. Okay, when you do release your belly, it can be quite emotional, especially, I say especially for women because I'm a woman and I don't kind of know for a man, but I feel like we hold a lot of trauma and a lot of emotions in this area. You know, we from pregnancy and from birth, and for people that perhaps have never been able to get pregnant or have had significant abdominal issues, I feel like we hold a lot there. So sometimes it's very hard to release that, and it can feel quite emotional when you do allow that to happen. So, but really do try to let it go. I want to kind of show our daughters that every belly is beautiful, that it isn't what you see on the TV isn't the norm, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that it's, you know, it shouldn't be admired, but then why shouldn't everybody's belly be admired? Who decides that one is more beautiful than that one? Who's in charge? Who has the authority to say which bellies are beautiful and which ones aren't? I kind of think that's down to us. I think my belly's beautiful. It's a little bit rounder than I would perhaps like it to be, but that's because I like pizza and chocolate, you know, and that's a choice. I choose that, and I'm absolutely happy with that. So beauty of the belly is much more than how it looks. Okay, so to me, a belly is beautiful that has got stretch marks, and maybe it has got a bit of wrinkly loose skin, because you know what, maybe it's grown an entire human being in there. That's amazing that our bodies can do that. That is amazing. Just, you know, bellies are beautiful when they allow you to move and they carry out natural, normal human functions like digestion and like getting the fuel that our body needs from our food. That's amazing. Beauty is a belly that is a little bit softer and a little bit rounder, like I said, because it likes pizza and it likes chocolate. And why not? You know, why not? If that's beautiful to you, then I think it's beautiful. So, and also bellies are beautiful even if they are scarred. I've had 2 cesarean sections. I've also had laparoscopies. I have scars. I have stretch marks. And you know what? That's fine. And I still wear a bikini when I go on holiday. And I think that my belly is beautiful. And it doesn't matter to me what anybody else thinks. If you think it's beautiful, that's fine. And if you don't, it's mine. It's my belly. And I think it's beautiful. And you should feel exactly the same about yours. Okay, so it's your belly. It's your choice to decide that it's beautiful and decide that it deserves more than being squished and being squeezed into Spanx and into control pants. You aren't at war with your body, you know, love your body. You aren't at war with it. Stop battling with it all of the time. Release that tension that you're holding, let your belly go, and release any negative thoughts or emotions that you have about the appearance of your belly. Love it for what it can do, and love it for what it's already done for you. Okay, so I hope that kind of just resonates a little bit with you, just to make you stop and notice how you feel about your body. You know, and when you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at how you look, don't suck your belly in. Don't get out the control pants. Your body is perfect just as it is. Don't compromise your health for what you think other people are thinking about you. It's how you think about you that is most important. And I think that all bellies are beautiful. Thank you for joining me. I will be here next Friday at 5 for my next live, and it would be lovely to see you there. Thank you for joining me, guys. Love you all. And I love your bellies too. Take care. Have a fab weekend.